What's up, gamers? Red Dragon here, and we are covering the latest news on VGN. Wanted to do a segment real quick discussing some talking points that Glenn Beck has put out there. Now, if you've never heard of Glenn Beck, he is a very popular radio show host here in the States. He's got one of the largest followings of anybody who's on the broadcast waves. And so that means he reaches a lot of people and he has a lot of influence. And a lot of people, if they don't know and who have not done their research for what he's talking about, a lot of people are just, of course, going to suck up whatever he thinks and probably regurgitate it and believe it. So he was talking and doing a segment on Watchdogs. Now, Glenn is not a fan of video games. He's talked about them more than once in the past. He started out his segment the other day discussing how several kids who played games like Call of Duty have ended up committing suicide. And so he was trying to relate problems and issues like violent issues and suicide with playing video games like Call of Duty. Now, one of the things that I've mentioned before whenever people talk about violence in video games and how it's affecting kids and everything is the fact that just in 2011 there was a study that came out that said 91% of kids play video games. You take 91% of the population, and if they do something altogether, causation does not equal correlation. Okay, so just because they're playing video games, just because they end up doing something crazy does not mean it's the video game who actually did it. You have 91% of the population doing something, so of course, within that group, you're going to have all sorts of problems and issues. We've said before plenty of times that there has been no study, no link between violence, real-world violence, and video games. The study does not exist. But let's move on to what he says about Watchdogs, because he was doing a segment talking about how Watchdogs is basically teaching our kids how to hack. So here is what he said. Here's the quote. The idea here is they are teaching you to hack and then become the ultimate voyeur in other people's lives, including their bedrooms, by hacking into their phones and everything. This game is teaching you to hack into whatever is docked in your bedroom. What the heck is wrong with us? What are we thinking? We are inviting this into our home and our lives, and we are teaching our kids for entertainment purposes. Now, here is one thing that I do agree with Beck on. What the heck is wrong with us, and what are we thinking inviting this into our homes and our lives? I think Watchdogs is one of the scariest games that I've played. And of course, it's not meant to be a horror story. It's not meant to be scary. But the idea that we are so interconnected with our electronic devices, we walk around with computers on our hips, which are cell phones that have cameras in them that can be turned on even if they're completely off. Yes, the government has the ability to turn on your cell phone even if it is completely powered off. The idea that there are cities being built that have cameras on every corner. The idea that people can read your emails, can hack into your webcams, can come into your bedroom and see whatever it is that you have to hide. That they can read your credit card statements and know where you've been shopping, what you like, what you're doing on the weekends, and who you're doing it with. It's a very scary system. And I think the point that Mr. Beck misses is that it's not video gamers that you have to worry about. It's not Anonymous or people who are playing Ubisoft's Watchdogs that I'm worried about coming into my home and seeing all this information. The people that I'm worried about are the ones who are already doing it. It's the government. It's already here. And we already know about it. And this is what is scary, the fact that you can play this game and see how much information is out there in people's lives. To see how much of our lives is being recorded in real time with cameras And this is being used already. They're already gathering all your cell phone calls. They're already gathering your emails and your credit card statements. And they can see all this information. And it's already there. And it's not Ubisoft's fault. They didn't create this world. But this is the world that we live in. And I think playing the game makes me more just in tune with how dangerous this is. But the last group of people that I'm worried about are gamers. I can't go out to the street corner or to a stoplight and hack the street light by pressing X on my phone. It's not going to happen. I can't blow up a steam pipe or pull up a drawbridge, by pressing X on my phone. It's not teaching anybody how to hack. But if you look at the game is very scary. And it is happening. If you want to listen to Mr. Beck's statements, I will leave a link in the description box so you can go listen to it for yourself, form your own opinion as always. But I do agree, what the heck is wrong with us and what are we thinking inviting this into our homes and our lives? Your privacy is one of the most prized possessions, and thousands of people have died to try to protect your right for privacies, and now we are trying to, in the name of security, break down all those walls and destroy everything that so much blood has been bled for. And it's a scary thought. Maybe the government doesn't use any of this information against us, even though they're building documents and files on everybody. But what happens in 50 years? 50 years when somebody else takes control? We don't know who the hell is going to be in power. So the idea that we should give up any power or any rights right now, to me, is completely insane. But stopping you from playing video games, stopping developers from building them, that's not going to help or change anything. The problem isn't the video games. The problem is an overreach into your private lives. That does it for me, the Red Dragon. Post below, let me know your thoughts on this. As always, stay tuned right here to this channel and to VGN for your latest gaming news. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.